In this video tutorial, I'll teach you how to integrate Mailchimp with Webflow. So in this dummy example website, I'm going to offer you three solutions. The first one is using a default Mailchimp embed, which looks like this. As you can see, it's not that great. It's not styled in any way, but it does work. The second step is using a styled Webflow form that is matching your brand. And when the user types in their information, in this case, it's their first name and email, this data will get sent into Mailchimp. The third solution is just adding a redirect. So same thing from before, except in this example, if you add your email address, let's just say lol@gmail.com, you hit request a copy, it'll then take you to a PDF file of that ebook, but that email address will still get sent to Mailchimp. So let's go ahead and start off with the first solution. So in order to do this, you want to go ahead and just log into Mailchimp. You want to hit sign up forms on the left hand side. Then you want to go into embedded forms and hit select. From here, you have a couple of options. You can go ahead and hit form fields. You can go ahead and just add new fields like phone number, company name, company address. So you can go ahead and do all this. But for this demo, I'm just going to keep it super simple. Now I only want to collect their email address and their first name. So the second step is to add tags. So this is optional. If you want to tag this form submission into a certain category, you can add the tags right here by this drop down, or you can just type in the tag if you don't have an existing one. And once that's done, you want to go ahead and click continue. Then here it will spit out a code. You just want to go ahead and click copy code, head back into Webflow. Then you want to go ahead and add a embed code by dragging this in. I've already done this, so I'm not going to do it. But in that embed code, you want to go ahead and just paste that code in, hit save and close, and then publish the site. And then you'll have this interestingly designed form. Again, this all works, but it's just not styled. So let's go ahead and move into the better solution, which is a styled Webflow form that integrates with Mailchimp. So scrolling down, you can see that I've styled this form to what I think is best, but obviously you can style it to however you want. And we just have two fields. The first one is first name, the second one is email, and then a sign up button. That's it. So the first thing you want to make sure that we have done is we'll just go ahead and select the form, hit success right here on the right hand side. So this shows the success state, and we'll go ahead and just style this. So we'll give it a class of success state, and we'll go ahead, perhaps make it a bit taller. Maybe change the background to like an orange color, like this. Maybe increase the font to 32 pixels, and maybe change the text to white. So feel free to style it however you want. I think a lot of people miss the opportunity for better user experience by giving it a success state, because the default success state is not that great. So once that's done, we can go ahead and go into the gear icon with the form selected. We want to make sure we also have an error state right here. So make sure you style that as well. This will appear in case there's an error with the form. But once that's done, we can go ahead and go back into Mailchimp. And instead of copying the entire code this time, we just want to copy bits of it. So the first bit that we want to copy is form action. So where it says form action equal, this link right here where it says HTTPS, we want to copy this all the way to the end, just before the end quotation mark ends, and just before method. So again, we want to copy the text between the open quotation mark right here after form action equals, and then everything before this close quotation mark method equals post. So I'm going to go ahead and just copy that. Hit copy, go back into Webflow, go ahead and select the form layer, hit the gear icon, and where it says action, we just want to paste that in right there, and we want to change the method from get to post. Once that's done, we just need to link the fields, the text fields, and going back into Mailchimp, we can see that it has a field of email address, and the name is email, and it also has first name, and the name is fname. So let's go ahead and just copy this name, fname, and we want to paste it right here in the name field. Under text field settings, I have the first name selected. We have to make sure that it's pasted exactly how it is. So in this case, it's all capitals. And then the email field, we're going to go ahead and go back into Mailchimp, and we want to go ahead and copy the name, which is email in all caps, and want to paste it into the name block. One more thing, if it's not obvious, I want to make sure that this email field is set to email type, not plain. I just had it as plain. Cool. And once that's done, everything will be working, except if you assigned a tag in the previous step, it won't appear until we have to copy one more line of code, and it's this one right here. Div hidden equals input type hidden name tags value, and it has that number. So we want to copy this line of code, head back into Webflow, and we want to go ahead and select the form, and we'll go ahead and just add an embed code, and we just want to add that specific tag in there. And I'm just going to drag this just directly below the form. And that's it. So we want to make sure we copy this code if you do have tags assigned. Otherwise, it won't actually appear in Mailchimp. So once that's done, we'll go ahead and hit publish. And once that has loaded up, we can go ahead and refresh the page or go to the page. And you can scroll down and you can see we set up this form. So we'll go ahead and just add a first name. I never know what to put. So maybe Simon, lol. And then the email would be simon@gmail.com. We hit sign up. And we can see that we have that success state. Again, this adds so much to user experience. A lot of people miss this step. I strongly encourage you to add some sort of text or logo or some prompt saying you have successfully signed up, check your email or something. Then we can go head back into Mailchimp and we can go into all contacts. And after that has been done, we can see the email address is now appearing in our Mailchimp list. We added simon@gmail.com. It also added their first name right here, Simon Lol. And on top of this, it added the tag, which is Webflow. And I just can't stress it enough. You have to make sure you copy that line of code. Otherwise, the tags won't appear. So that's very important. And finally, just a bonus step. If you want this to redirect to a different page. So again, if you remember from the start, maybe you have some sort of free ebook or free PDF, and only when the user enters the email address do they actually get the copy of it. All you have to do is head back into Webflow, go back to forms, and where it says redirect URL, you just want to go ahead and just paste that URL. If you want to give them a copy of a book, for example, a PDF, you want to go ahead and just upload that PDF file into Webflow. You can go ahead and click the gear icon and hit copy link and go ahead and just paste it right here. Otherwise, if you want to take them to a different page saying, oh, thank you for signing up, and you want to direct them to something further, you can add that as a redirect URL. So in this case, I'm just going to add a PDF. I'm going to hit publish, and I'm going to go back into the example website, refresh the page, and this time I'll type my name as book lol, and my email will be book@gmail.com. Hit sign up. And you can see now it's redirected me to this PDF. And if I go back into Mailchimp and refresh my page, you can see that it's working right here. Book@gmail.com, first name booklol with a tag of Webflow. Now I'm going to move on to troubleshooting. If you followed all my steps from the previous steps and it still doesn't work, just double check that you copied and pasted the correct things. So for example, in first name, just make sure that this all is capital right here. There's no spacing, there's no quotation marks. Same thing as the email field. Make sure that the action, make sure you pasted the correct thing. Make sure there's no quotation marks or nothing extra that's been added. And if that still doesn't work, it's most likely because you have double opt-in selected. So if you go into settings and you go into audience names and default, there's an option in Mailchimp where you can enable double opt-in. And what this will essentially mean is that when the user signs up through the field, so let's just say I typed in book@gmail.com and I hit sign up, it won't actually appear into Mailchimp unless the person, in this case I named him booklol, that's pretty funny, goes into his email, which is book@gmail.com. He'll get an email from Mailchimp saying subscribe. So there's a two-step verification. That's why it's not appearing. So just keep that in mind with double opt-in. I think it's a great idea if you want to avoid spam or avoid, bot email addresses. It has to be legitimate. Thank you so much for watching this video. Believe it or not, I've actually filmed it like over 10 times. This is the final product. So I hope you found some value, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Peace.